Welcome back to the Reality Guys. I'm your host, Billy Blinks, joined as always by my co host, Brian.
What's up, everybody?
As you can see here in the title, we are here to talk episode 2 of Family Reunion Love and Hip Hop Edition. This was entitled Seeing Red. After last week's big, heavy lift of having to do all the introductions and get us all back up to speed with a lot of the vacationers, we did get to kind of settle in and went into day 2, which we had a lot of theme stuff going on this week, Brian.
Mhm.
We had a kind of carnival themed where everyone went to the dime and had awesome costumes.
Mhm.
Really funny party because our boy Juicy wore just brown.
You tricked Daddy.
Oh, trick. What did I say,
Yeah,
Juicy?
yeah, juicy. But yeah, that made me laugh. Like he looked like a UPS driver.
Oh my God, he did look like a UPS
Yeah,
driver. I didn't even think about that.
yeah.
We also had beef continue. We will get to kind of the feuds that kind of form. We had a few new cast members arrive, and we'll get to our boy Chaotic, who's still up on the deck. Bry, what do you think was the main takeaway of this episode? I'll kind of let you drive the ship here.
Well, definitely the feud. We learned that like Mariah Lynn, like it's funny because like Carly Red, they're arguing like saying like Mariah Lynn saying she's messy, and then it turns out that maybe like did Mariah Lynn know what she was then doing? I don't know. Also, I don't know these people. These it sucks that they're bringing these people that are from Miami. Like I wish I could be a better correspondent for you, like to bridge the gap. But they, like you said last episode, they're doing a really good job showing flashbacks. But yeah, just like who is right here, and I think the title of the episode is actually like very fitting, and they definitely did it on purpose. That they're both just messy people is
Yeah,
really what it comes down to. But that's the show.
it is the show. I mean, we have MJ and Shay arrive. So MJ is Amara's ex. Now we come to find out now this episode that Amara has twin girls, which we knew, but we didn't know kind of by who. That's kind of been kept out of the show. Turns out it is actually a friend of MJ's. And from MJ's quick conversation at one of the cabanas, he kind of alludes to the fact that maybe she cheated on him and was kind of got pregnant. I don't know what the deal is there, if they were together or not. I'm sure we'll kind of get that, but that's a big juicy thing to pull in. And like you said, Mariah Lynn inviting Shay, not knowing that MJ is going to come. I have a kind of a hard time believing that she doesn't
Yeah,
really know
definitely not.
about the history there. Mariah Lynn seems like mostly there to kind of get into conflict.
Oh yeah, she's always. They always say like I've changed. I'm turning over a new leaf. It's never the case. She's always like that. What my connection, like I guess if I watch more of the other iterations of the cities shows, I don't know their connection because I watched
Mhm.
all of New York and I never heard her talk to this person. But maybe she goes down to Miami, which is very possible because they all like to go get their boob jobs done down there. So
Yeah, fair.
so I don't know where the connection comes in. Hopefully, maybe as I get to Miami, that'll happen. But I knew it was going to happen, and that's how Mariah Lynn is.
Uh, Juicy. I'm not juicy. so now, so
Trick Daddy.
no. But I had that. No, I was actually just laughing because I was moving on from that bad
Okay.
note from earlier. But I do have this. Let's go with Trick Daddy though, real quick. Gunplay. Gunplay goes and
Mm-hmm.
talks to him about the Airbnb incident. So I was tripped up on that though because in the first episode he made it sound like that just happened, and it turns out it was like 3 or 4 years
Right.
ago. So that's been sitting for like 3 or 4 years. Like that's ballsy,
Yeah.
man.
You would think that they would have like come into contact with each other, at some point, or even just like DM'd. Like everyone DM'd each other now, especially like famous people. It's like why just he's like holding on to it. And I think Trick Daddy said it best. He's just like, dude, it's fine. Like, don't need to kill yourself for it.
Uh, but we have to definitely hype Chaotic. I
That
cannot
is big.
wait for him to get onto the ground next
I
week.
don't know if I want him on the ground.
No, I want him to get on the ground and just start. He's just gonna be all over the place, dude. He's been like on a leash. He had an inconclusive COVID test this week. Our boy, I was pissed too. What the hell does inconclusive mean? Do another test.
Yeah, yeah.
Do
He's
another
definitely
test.
he's had the best confessionals by far. Just
His
because he's like pen
signs,
up there. Oh yeah, so good, so
his
fun.
signs during the lingerie party that happens at night. The lingerie party hosted by Nikki. That of course gets destroyed by drama. Now this was bad, right? Because this was what I feel like this was Jen's party, right? I mean Jen's problem, right? Like she's the
Mhm.
one that just gets up and makes the statement that this should be fun and we're ruining it. But by her standing up and making the statement about them ruining the party, she actually ruins the party. Because then everyone starts to kind of speak up, the arguments start, and we get Tokyo Vice, who is just over it because there's some beef. Carly specifically having beef with her. According to Carly, there are a lot of witnesses who have receipts saying that Tokyo is saying that we want the vets off the series and we want new blood. So what?
I know, I know. I am not familiar with her yet. I'm not at her. She's not joining the seasons that I'm on, but that's why didn't this fight. I was getting real heavy, Real Housewife vibes from this. Like, I planned the party. Of course, somebody messes it up. Then we have a feud, and it's just like a few words. It's like, is it that big of a deal?
A few too where that comes stems from some kind of Twitter comment from years
Mhm.
prior for a lot of these people, or some kind of like statement in the press, and none of them really know each other, and they get forced and they won't talk to each other, and some just stone face each other. And I honestly, the one complaint, man, there's just too many of them. There's too many people, I think. Like there's just too many cast members. Like there's like 2 seasons worth of reunion here. Like I think they should have just introduced some more people over time, right? Like
Yeah, that's a
start
good
with
point.
a
Like, yeah,
core
start
group
with
of
8. Yeah.
Avengers and then build it up over time. But like, I mean, there's like 20 people on the show. That's not even an exaggeration. There's like 20 people.
Yeah, and it's also funny because like you notice like when they were fighting here, all the veterans are just sitting there like just not saying anything because they like this is a dumb fight.
Well, they were getting in these fights literally a dozen years ago.
Right, and Carly Red is a vet, so like that she's obviously gonna fight for that, but no one is like I mean Chrissy is like the OG over there and she's not saying anything. Like there's Trick Daddy's old, he's not saying anything. Like they just know to keep their mouth shut because it's a dumb fight.
Another dynamic that I want to see develop throughout the season, and which I'm sure you'll definitely develop and discover more as you've been going through the seasons, is Scrap. And Scrap having to watch his mom just be hot and dressed in lingerie and bathing suits and just has
Mhm.
to deal. Just literally has to deal with KK being super attractive and fun and part of the crew.
So I've just got introduced to them on the show. That is not the vibe that's going on right now. Like Scraps going to jail, could be going to jail. His mom hates his baby mama, so there's none of this like KK having fun stuff. So this is a different side
Oh, wow.
than what I see. So like something must change over time. So
Well,
I
you
don't
know
know,
that
but
there's another side for it at the end
yeah.
of the tunnel.
And I actually, especially speaking of last episode, I finally just saw like, how Scrap and Carly Red last episode were like, we haven't talked in a while.
Yep.
I just saw them like have like, I guess it's an affair or like
Yep.
what's the word when you
Chris
like a little like a thing? I guess it's
encounter a little
yeah, like a little sexual like thing, and like he's going through that too with people that he's. I mean, all the guys just are dumb with girls. They just date like 3 girls at the same time, and it always catches up to them. But it's great.
who would have thought? Overall, again, I think these first few episodes are going to be doing a lot of heavy lifting, but it does seem like from the previews that the conflict is just going to continue. I'm looking forward to it. I've really been enjoying it on Monday nights. It has definitely been a better watch than us sitting and having to watch the end of Paradise.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Just
Oh,
it's just two different types of shows that we're used to on Monday, which is just good. Switch it up.
completely. Speaking about the rest of our week's coverage, we just dropped before this one an episode about the third week of Below Deck season 10. Also, we dropped a breaking news story about the future of F Boy Island on HBO Max. Also, this week, there will be the season finale review of The Amazing Race. We will also have coverage of Survivor and the Challenge Ride or Dies. So look out for plenty of videos. Make sure you're hitting the notification button. Comment, let us know what the best seasons are, what the best conflicts are, which characters we should be looking forward to seeing kind of grow in presence throughout the season. But for myself, Brian, thank you. Peace.